Are your ergonomics causing low back pain? Today we will discuss some ways to help alleviate that pain. I'm Dan with KickAt55 Fitness. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click push notifications so you can stay up to date with all our current talks. Are you struggling from low back pain? Have you found that it's hard for you to sit for long periods of time or stand for long periods of time? Do you find that you're constantly shifting your weight over one side, putting weight more onto one joint than the other? There are simple and effective ways that we can fix our daily ergonomics in our lifestyle to be able to help alleviate any kind of low back pain, poor posture, or muscular imbalances. The first thing that we're going to talk about is our sitting posture while we're working at our desk. Typically, we're working 8+ hours a day at a desk and we're sitting, and if you find and you recognize your normal posture, it's going to be very, very useful for you to be able to optimize your environment. So typically when we're sitting at a desk here, our head is looking down at our screen, our shoulders are rounded forward, our back is kind of in a kyphotic area in our thoracic spine, and we have give in our low back too. And typically if someone is sitting in this position for 8+ hours a day, we are creating these muscular imbalances that's going to round our shoulders, it's going to strain our neck because we're constantly flexed, and then our upper cervicals are extended. So we're going to have this forward head, rounded shoulders posture, and then we're going to find low back pain because our back is constantly sticking out from lazy posture. The first thing that we want to do to be able to combat these lifestyle ergonomics is we're going to want to raise our computer screen. So you can get innovative at home, get a box, get some textbooks. We have some board games here that we can use to alleviate that and help. So you're going to put the computer right on top of the board games, and as I sit, now you will notice instead of constantly looking down, I am looking straight at it, which is going to put my neck in a better alignment. Does that make sense? Awesome. Okay, the second thing we're going to want to do is avoid this shrugging posture. So especially if you have a laptop and you are constantly up here like this, we're causing all this tightness in these upper traps. And then we're having inhibition of our low traps, which is our shoulder blades are no longer going down and back. So what you would like to do ideally is get a second keyboard and put it lower so my head is looking forward instead of down and my arms are lower down so I'm no longer shrugging. This will keep me in a nice neutral posture. So that's the up top part, the neck and the thoracic spine. Now we got to find, how do we find our pelvic neutral? So pelvic neutral, there's obviously the pelvic goes anteriorly and posteriorly. So I'm going to show, as we sit typically, we're sitting here and our back is rounded like this in our lazy posture. The best way for us to find pelvic neutral, you're going to put your hands right on your hip bones. You're going to rock your hips all the way forward. We're going to give ourselves an extension curve in our low back. Then you're going to want to slightly rock back until you feel like you're sitting on your ischial tuberosities. Those are known as our sit bones. When you are sitting on your sit bones, your abs will be contracted. So you will feel some core tightness in here. That's how you know if you are in perfect pelvic neutral, because we will always have some core strengthening going on at the same time. The last thing we want to focus on, now that we have our head and eyes in a good position, our shoulders are not shrugging, and we are in good pelvic neutral, we want to keep our shoulders down and back. This will help to avoid this rounded shoulder posture, which will eventually give us shoulder pain, neck pain, and upper body and lower body back pain. Okay, so in summary, we are doing 4 different things. We are raising the computer screen so our head is in neutral and not in a flexed position. We are lowering the keyboard so our shoulders are avoiding a shrugging position, which will cause that tightness in the upper trap. We are finding our pelvic neutral by rocking our hips forward and then gently coming back till we're on our sit bones and our abs are tight. And finally, as we are typing, we are keeping our shoulder blades down and back so we can activate that low trap and give us better posture. All right, so we just discussed our sitting posture while at our desk. Next, we're going to discuss our standing posture. So have you found that while you're standing up, you got low back pain on one side more than the other? Are you able to constantly be able to sway back and forth? Or are you in a good even weight displacement between your legs? Have you realized that you're moving constantly and you can't find a comfortable position? Is one knee kind of bent while you're posting up on one leg? All these things are going to have to be utilized to be able to alleviate our low back pain. Also, have you found that when I'm standing, do I have an excess lordotic curve? So do I have an increased curve where my butt seems like it's sticking out, or do I have a little bit more of a flat back with my pelvis tucked? The goal is we want to find that pelvic neutral again. So you do the same little trick as when we're sitting. You can do it against the wall too, so that way you can really see how much space you have between your low back and the wall. Put your hands right here on the hip bones. You rock forward. That's going to give you a little bit more lordotic curve. And then you want to rock back and find your pelvic neutral. Again, your abs will be contracted while you are in pelvic neutral. That's what we're looking to do so we can strengthen those TAs and those glute muscles. Now, what we're going to talk about next is an exercise, very simple, that you can utilize to be able to correct poor standing posture. So the way I do this, and I do this a couple times a day throughout my day, you're going to start here, right? We're going to put our hands behind our head, interlace our fingers just like this. First thing you want to do, you want to tighten your core so that your pelvis is underneath your spine, just like that. Then you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades as far back as you can, and finally you're going to push your neck back into your hands. Now, this is going to give us a nice lengthened spine, and you want to be able to hold this for at least 20 seconds, and you can do this a couple times throughout your day. What you will find is the more and more you do this type of exercise, it will get you out of this rounded head, forward posture, increased lordotic curve into a more ergonomically sound posture. All right, so in summary, things we're looking for when we're standing up. We are not shifting over one leg and posting up on one leg, which is going to hurt our hip. We are trying to find pelvic neutral so we can avoid this increased lordotic curve. We want to strengthen our TA and our glutes. You can refer to my last video on that one. And for a nice, easy postural exercise, you want to get everything lengthened and back, including your head, neck, and low back. All right, so we've already discussed our sitting posture at work, our standing posture. Now we're going to discuss our sleeping positions at night. So you may find that you are a back sleeper, a side sleeper, or a stomach sleeper. Those are obviously the three ways that we can sleep. Now, optimal position for sleeping is on your back. Now, it's very difficult for a lot of people to sleep on their back. However, we have some ergonomic hacks that we can use to help fix that. So I got my bed right here, and I've got some pillows. You never really want more than one pillow if you're laying on your back or on your stomach. On your side, we can go to two, but we'll discuss that a little further. So as you are sleeping on your back, you're going to want to put pillows right underneath your armpits so your hands are in a good neutral position, just like this. This will help to be able to stop you from shifting side to side, from moving a leg up and out like that. If you really want to get fancy, you can take another pillow and put it between your legs while you're sleeping like this as well. And again, my neck is in good neutral alignment. Now, let's say I can't sleep on my back. Maybe I have sleep apnea or something. It's just uncomfortable for me. So maybe I'm a side sleeper. First thing we want to do when we have a side sleeper, we want to get a lot of extra pillows. You even want to get a body pillow if you can. While we are laying on our side, it's important in our neck to realize, is our neck in neutral, or is the pillow too low, so I'm here like this, or is the pillow too high, so I'm here like this? Ideally, again, you can use a second pillow to kind of prop yourself up, try to find that neutral neck so we're not shrugging in the shoulder. You're going to want to take one pillow, put it right in between your legs. That will alleviate some of your low back pain. You're going to want to take the other pillow, and you're going to want to use your arm to hug it over like this. The bottom arm kind of goes where you're comfortable. For me, it's up like this. For some people, it may be down here, or it could just be out here like this. But you want to be able to use pillows to ergonomically set yourself up for success while sleeping. In this position, I'm in a good neutral position. The pillow between my legs takes the weight off of my back, and then I'm able to be more comfortable throughout the night. Unfortunately, for us stomach sleepers, myself included, sleeping on your stomach happens to be the worst way to sleep. What ends up happening as we sleep on our stomach is our neck is constantly turned to one side like this or to one side like that. It's going to cause strains over long periods of time. If we sleep for 6 to 8 hours in one position, that's when you wake up with that neck pain. Second thing that most people do when they sleep on their stomach is they usually bring a hip up like this, and that's going to cause a lot of hip imbalances. On top of it, your shoulder is going to be over your head like that, which is going to cause us shoulder pains and a constantly shrugging position. So unfortunately, even though sleeping on your stomach can be comfortable, ergonomically it's not the best way to be able to do it. We would recommend either going to the side with our pillows or trying to do it sleeping on our back. Once again, to summarize, sleeping on our back is the most ergonomically proficient way to sleep. It can be difficult if you are going to sleep on your side or on your stomach. Make sure you get a lot of pillows to keep you tight so you can avoid being in poor rotation or constantly swaying throughout your night sleeping. Stay tuned for our next video. You can also follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram.
Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on push notifications so you know when our next workout posts.